Oh, it's getting hot in here. I better cool down a little bit.
Ah, yes indeed. After the recent plushy payouts, I have awarded myself a fancy YouTuber AC system. Oh, click, you little splurger.
What are females? Trademark. Well, I don't know. I've never seen one. Have you? Yeah, didn't think so. But I figured as a channel of science? Yeah, as a channel of science, I took to the best source when it comes to learning more about women. That is right, I took to Reddit and Twitter to learn everything there is to know about the females. Trademark.
No, please click. Twitter and Discord are awful to learn about women. No!
Too bad, miscellaneous fan, cause here we go, baby. Welcome to r/NotHowGirlsWork. Enjoy. Mwah.
And when I say enjoy, it implies that I hope you're a masochist, because this is gonna be really painful.
What direction you going? I'm thinking bear. Oh, we're commenting on this trend again. Okay, I see. So here is a woman, age 25, naughty partners 119, children 2, tattoos 30, religion none. Is he heathen? And here is the bear, according to the poster. Age 20, naughty partner 0, children 0, tattoos 0, religion Christian, choose your wife.
This is so much in the category of just r/I made this up to be mad about. It's like you just made up two people that aren't even real, took like some stock photos or stole someone's like Facebook profile picture and just made up a bunch of shit about it to get mad about. Dear God.
One thing I have seen trending more and more on YouTube, though, is people, for example, making commentary over very toxic women, for example. It's like these, dating shows and blind dates and that kind of stuff. And the thing is that there is plenty of toxic people on any side of the gender spectrum, right? And that has always been the case and probably will always be the case. But the thing is that these people aren't really representable of like the average person one way or another. They're very willing to put their dating life on display, which perhaps isn't that common. And also the stuff that goes the most viral is the most rage-inducing. It's the stuff that gets rage-click and arguments and comment engagement and reshares and blah blah blah. So the stuff you see presented this way is the most outrageous stuff. It doesn't represent the average person one way or another. That's very important to remember.
Dorks on the internet.
Women refuse to even acknowledge men unless they're 6 feet tall with chiseled abs.
Every woman I know.
Oh, I would spit in my grandmother's eye for the opportunity to hand feed Jack Black a single grape.
Did I do the voice good? Was like the amount of breathing appropriate? I mean, who wouldn't though? Who wouldn't though? He would also have to be shirtless. Oh, this is a bit of a deep-fried screenshot. Let's see if I can read this. I would love for Nike to explain why male and female athletes can wear the same kit, but adjusted for size. Why do the female runners' cheeks and genitals need to be half out? Breaking! Here's the first look at the new Nike uniforms. Look at this, males and females. Oh, yes, indeed. And now, laddies, lasses, and lasses, we're gonna go to the best place for discussing these sort of topics. Twitter comments.
No, click, please, not the Twitter comments!
Because if women wore men's-style clothing, we may as well just watch the male athletes compete. Is this just like a suddenly gay moment? Can't just everyone wear the women's uniform? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Don't take it personal. It's a countermeasure for a certain type of woman.
Oh, I see. We're just baking in a bit of transphobia into this one. That's cute. Depends on the sport. Women have much more mobility in the hips. The shorts would be limiting. Oh, yes, indeed. The expert of clothing anatomy, I suppose. They tried to sell the women and men the same stuff, and the men and women said no. But isn't this clothes that, like, competitors get, though, for the competition, the standardized clothing? I don't think this has to do with, like, what you buy to wear for your own fashion choice, Girls want to look pretty, and men want to look strong. I don't know, man. I've seen plenty of women who like looking strong, fam. Like, have you ever been to the gym? It's a cool place. Okay, I'm about to show you something very beautiful. You know how the comments in the last post were all about, like, women's clothing need to be more revealing for reasons and hip movements and that kind of stuff? Well, check this one out. If your daughters have to cover up because that uncle is coming to your house, then that uncle shouldn't be coming to your house.
Where are y'all from where this happens? Modesty? No. Looking feral to company? Yes! You have to dress appropriately for the same reason you have to clean your room when company comes over. It's weird most people went to abuse.
Your daughter should be covered up regardless. It doesn't matter who's coming to the house. Why aren't your daughters dressing modestly to begin with at your home? Why are you encouraging them to dress provocatively? Accountability starts in the home, Mom. I don't know, man. When I was a kid, I wore nothing but my undies and was like running through the sprinkler in the yard. It's, what
What do you mean?
If your daughter needs to be told to cover up at all, your daughter shouldn't be around anyone.
You see how funny it is? Like, sometimes it feels like you can't win, right? In sports, women should be forced to wear certain types of clothes. But if it's in your own house, then you need to cover up. It's almost like it's always on the demand of some other person, and you shouldn't be allowed to choose what to wear. Wow, it's almost like that's the only consistency between all these posts. That's very nice.
Or maybe the uncle is the guy who respects women who dress up to cover up and was gonna shame the daughter for thinking underwear is appropriate during a family meeting, then shame the mother for failing her daughters.
Okay, I don't think that's what we're talking about here. I don't think any family is like, hey, we're having a Christmas gathering. Quickly, everyone, take off your pants. It's like, that's... I don't think this is the scenario we're talking about, you know? We're probably talking about, you know, kids playing in the backyard pool. Or, you know, having a summer dress or something, you know, like... God damn, man, come on.
Those daughters should be asked to leave.
Because the uncle can't handle himself? That's the priority, alright, oh my god. Am I the butthole for deleting my girlfriend's Sim save files? That's a wild title, let's dig into it, shall we? Let's just start off by saying that I, 24M, love my GF, 20F, very much. She is super hard-working girl and spends a lot of her time on classes trying to get the highest grades possible for applying to nursing school in the near future. When she's not doing that, she's doing chores or cutting down on her ever-growing to-do list. And when she's not doing that, she's spending 2 hours a day playing The Sims. This is where the problem comes in. It sounds like she's doing pretty well though, fam, I'll be honest, and having a little gaming hobby to just blow off steam or chill, like that's perfectly fine. I do that too. After all the stuff she does, she doesn't have as much time to spend with me as she could. She's a perfectionist too, so when she's doing the most serious stuff like school, she puts in more effort than necessary, which is time-consuming. It really got to me that even knowing this, she will spend so much time on The Sims. It's something frivolous she's doing when we already get so little time together. She's also an adult, so essentially playing digital dolls almost every day is kind of something she ought to grow out of by now. I'm almost 32, fam, and I just discovered I could have like a plushy backpack in Fallout 76. Please. I decided to step in and have her cut back on this. Okay, so did you have like an adult conversation about like, hey honey, could we spend 1 more hour per day together and like cuddle in the sofa or maybe play a game together? Is that where this is going? That is really wholesome. I obviously didn't delete the whole game, but I figured deleting the little save file she was working on would deter her from spending so much time on it. So you went behind her back, into her computer, messing with her stuff, instead of just talking about it, like, you know, an adult person should do. You're old enough to realize that talking, like, resolves 99% of issues in a relationship, fam. What the hell is this? That decision backfired tremendously. Oh my god, who could have seen that coming? I mean, apart from literally everyone but you. Oh my god. When she logged into her game, she thought there was some glitch going on and kept restarting it until I explained to her that I removed the saves. That is so heartbreaking. Come on. She absolutely flipped out on me, saying she had been playing on that save file since like 2017. You ruined like 7 years of save files. Oh my god. And I had ruined years of game progress. Sims isn't even a gold game, question mark? I swear to god, if someone did that, for example, with No Man's Sky for me, and deleted my save file I've spent like 400 hours on and building my fleet of ships and all the cool stuff, I would be a little bit upsetty spaghetti, you know?
It's not a gold game, you can't be...
Dear sir, are you sure that you have a mouth and not a second butt? Because there sure is a lot of poo-poo coming out of it. I told her she was overreacting. Wait a second. So you're the one who chose not to have a conversation about like relationship goals you're interested in or something like that. You went behind her back, deleted and destroyed stuff of hers, and completely broke her trust. And then you're like, you're just overreacting. Grow up. I told her she was overreacting because she still has the game and she could just remake her same little characters if it mattered so much. You can just remake it, just those 7 years of gameplay. But it doesn't need to, and maybe now she can focus on more adult interest, like loved ones. Wait, is bro really calling himself an adult interest after acting like the most childish person on the planet? You know, adult interests, like me. I'm an adult. I know I don't act like it, which is a bonus. Old aging body, but the mind of a spiteful 10-year-old. The best of 2 worlds. Basically, she left immediately, saying she was so stupid to leave her gaming laptop at my place, and now she won't answer my calls. I know that this is a total overreaction.
But I started to feel a little bad once I realized it might not be as easy to redo her characters as I initially thought. So, am I the butthole for deleting my girlfriend's Sim save files? TLDR, my girlfriend is obsessed with The Sims. She plays like an hour during a day sometimes after she's done with literally everything else that is important in life. Oh my god, she's doing that, and some people watch Netflix sometimes. Some people like to watch a movie. Other people go for walks in the forest. Oh my god, how devastating. You have a couple hours in the day when you're not like literally working. Oh no. So to deter her from playing it so much, I deleted her save files. She blew up at me. Am I the butthole? Talking to your partner and aligning what you're both interested in and what you want from the relationship is very important. Sometimes it can be that one person spends too much time on their own and the other person feels left out, or they want to do it together, or whatever it might be. But this is something you sit down and talk about. You can't just destroy or delete someone's stuff because you're like, oh my god, if I destroy their things, they'll be like, oh my god, now I finally realized the error of my ways, you're my everything. No, it's just a breach of trust. You're destroying their stuff, and you've shown that they can never leave their stuff at your place again, because if you decide in your silence and your absolute knowledge that it's a problem, you're just gonna make the decision for them and invade their privacy and breach any kind of boundaries. That's really bad. That's really bad. No, you're not ready for a partner. Nuh-uh.
Men, would you rather be trapped in a car with a woman driving or a bear? If you take offense to this in any way, your response is the exact reason why the bear is the better option. You missed the point. You were supposed to apologize and become better drivers.
But, aren't women statistically less likely to get into car accidents and stuff? Isn't that literally why, for example, young men pay a higher premium for insurance? This isn't even true. Oh my god. Would you rather have the politicians we have today or a bear? I mean, to be honest, I would probably choose the bear, because it would just sit there and just eat honey and vibe or whatever. At least it wouldn't mess things up further. One thing, though, with trends like these is that I do feel like they go viral for the wrong reasons. I feel they go viral because they bring out the absolute worst responses on, any side of, some kind of opinionated spectrum, right? Because that's how the internet works nowadays. Rage baiting. Whoa, what a beautiful concept. So the takes you see are not, reasonable discussions, and it feels like the only thing you hear about stuff like this are, extremes that are not even talking the same language. It's you have one point coming here, and the other one is talking here, and you're just zoom! And it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's just driving people apart, to be honest, because the only thing I've seen regarding this trend are really toxic stuff, like this one, or just flipping it to something it's not supposed to be. It's not good, and I feel that that's an effect of the internet. Whenever you have something like this go viral, it feels like it goes viral for the wrong reasons. It goes viral because it's inherently very controversial, it's something that makes people argue, but it's not constructive. It makes people argue in a ragey way, and that's why it goes viral, so it doesn't actually reach any reasonable conclusions or whatever. And it's kind of a bummer, because the internet is divisive enough as it is, right? And especially during times when there's election time in the US, for example, you always notice things like these are just a little bit more of hot potatoes. People seem a bit more disagreeable. There's always people hyping up the worst stuff in comments on Twitter, on various social medias, which, obviously has to do with driving people apart. Is kind of profitable when it comes to politics and that sort of thing. So I think sometimes it's important to take a step back and not get too swept up in stuff like this, because I wouldn't be surprised if 50% of it is just manufactured and the other 50% are just people that never leave their house anyway, So, yeah, just a small side tangent, but geesh, fam. Please. Happy birthday to our beautiful Aloy. Aw, heart emoji. I couldn't resist. I had to fix this. Happy birthday, Aloy. And hair is fixed with bikini armor and makeup. Yippee! 708 quote tweets and 1.7k likes. Oh my god, this is a war zone, isn't it? Twitter, you go! Honestly, when I see stuff like this, I just think that people like to argue on Twitter because it's their favorite hobby. I just take a step back and I'm okay, hot people in video games isn't a problem, but also not every character has to be a bikini-wearing armor protagonist, It's okay. Just download a Skyrim mod, or play Stellar Blade or something.
I actually just don't understand men and how their brains work sometimes, because today I was just minding my own business, and this guy comes up to me and he's I just wanted to say that you are so elegant. You are such a natural beauty.
Aww.
Yeah, I think that a woman can take one look at me and be that's fake. My jawline cost $10,000. Okay? My lips are clearly done. My hair is $2,000. My lashes are $200 every 2 weeks. I don't understand. This is how much I can raise my eyebrows. And for some reason, and I get it all the time, men are like, you really have enough makeup on to season a walk. And men are just like, you are just... They don't make them like you these days. Yes, they do. They make him down at Matty's Medi Spa, okay, with a needle and a scalpel.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful. That's such a good video. But I think what some people don't understand with this kind of stuff is that when you do things like good, it's much harder to tell what is real and what is like enhancements. I suppose it falls very much in the same category as like CGI. You never notice good CGI because it just blends in. You only notice the bad stuff, right? I think that's maybe why stuff like this is such a bad rep, because you only see it when it's gone really bad. Right? Oh, I don't know about the eyebrows. I love my expressive eyebrows, even though my forehead looks like I'm 135 years old. But that's okay. I'm aging like a nice rancid wine. I suppose another aspect about this is also like beauty expectations. We've always had weird standards when it comes to beauty, but I feel like nowadays it's just an absolute crack. Because now it's not only like models and actors that look a certain way and always wear makeup and are like photoshopped and stuff. Now it's everyday people that post to Instagram. And like, you know, small local fitness influencers and everything. Everything is just like super polished and ripped and makeup and Photoshop filters, the age filters that make you look like you're 15 when you're 55. Ah! I'm gonna be honest, I actually had a brief period when I got like slightly brainwashed about how bodies actually are supposed to look. And then after COVID stopped, I went to a beach and I was like, damn, maybe everyone doesn't have a six-pack, you know? Even I get messed up by it, and I'm an old man.
r/naughties. Had naughties for the first time ever with my BF, but he texted me the day after with a list of the mistakes I made.
Okay, you know how in like corporate culture, you often say like, this meeting could have been an email, right? Why is that the exact opposite when I read like relationship stories? That's always like, oh my god, this text should have been just a conversation in person. Holy shit. And maybe formulated in a different way, but maybe it gets better. Maybe, let's keep reading.
I, 20F, lost my virginity to my boyfriend,
35M. That's a pretty crazy age gap, fam.
A couple of days ago. I knew that going in I was going to be nervous and clumsy.
Well, if it is your first time, it's absolutely fine. This is how it goes. You're pretty clumsy with like everything you do for the first time. That's why it's called like doing it your first time. You're good, fam.
The naughties was pretty awkward and sometimes it hurt, so I had to ask him to stop a bit. He did do the but I didn't probably due to the nerves. Anyway, the next day I woke up to a text from him basically listing the things I did wrong during the naughties. This is the text.
Number 1, be sexier. Don't be so quiet. Do the and
the noises. That was a sexy noise I imitated. Anyway.
Number 2, your head game needs a lot of work. Look it up.
Oh my god, this person is insane.
Number 3, don't act awkward. You're not a virgin anymore, so don't act like it.
Oh my god, run. If this story is actually real, which is a bit of a 50-50 in these scenarios, run. Oh my god, run.
4, you need to get better at shaving. Winky emoji. 5, don't tell a guy to stop when he's getting into it. It ruins the mood.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This dude is literally saying you aren't allowed to say no because it ruins the mood. That's, wow.
Number 6, let me try what I want. Not letting me ruins the mood.
There is such a thing that is called consent. It's a bit of an alien concept to some people, but, you know, maybe you should look that up before telling someone what they should look up, you know? Seems like a decent first step.
Number 6, don't be shy. It's not smexy.
So, don't get me wrong, I'm not against being told how I can do stuff better. I know that I'm not going to be great at naughties, obviously. I just don't really like the way he did it.
Okay, this dude is a walking red flag for many reasons, right? The age gap is really, really big. The power dynamics are probably quite equal to the age gap in this case. And based on this list, what I'm reading is that it sounds like he sought out someone younger and much more inexperienced than he is, so he can like mold them and push them into being exactly what he wants them to be. So if the story is actually real, this is like an abusive relationship in the making galore. This is really bad. Like, think of it this way. He sought out someone who has no previous experience
experience with partners and telling you that saying no and consent is out the window because it ruins the mood for him, while the person he's telling this to has no other frame of references from previous relationships or anything like that. He's picking someone who is more likely to have less experience to know when something crosses a very serious boundary. This is really bad. And then of course you have number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of red flags when it's like telling them how to act, telling them not awkward, and also texting this kind of stuff. You know, talking about things in intimacy. It's like, hey, can we try this? Can we do this? And both people agree, and telling your partner what you like and vice versa as well, listening to what they like. That's part of any healthy relationship, and that's something you should do. But you don't do it over text. You don't do it like this, and you don't try to like bypass consent, and you don't creep on people almost half your age because you're hoping you can mold them into like some little slavey-like person. This is really gross. Run. If this story is actually real and you're a real person, run really fast. This guy is an abuser through and through.
Babies are now viable at 16 days with modern technology. You aren't entitled to have naughties with men. Asking a man for naughties is consent to pregnancy.
Huh? Is this person unhinged? Has this person ever left their house and like met other people? I can think of at least one more good reason why you should, for example, use protection that doesn't have to do with babies, and it starts with S and ends with TD. It's bad news, fam.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Stop having naughties when you're on the rag and you won't get preggo. I don't understand why females can't understand it.
I like people who go on Twitter who's obviously never been in any sort of relationship and they have these like really strong opinions based on nothing. It's absolutely wild.
Mike was better in bed. Josh had a Porsche. Paul took me to Dorsey.
Is this an American Psycho reference?
Peter was 6'1".
This is not one of those just r/I made this up to be mad about. And also snuck in some couple American Psycho references in there. Woohoo. Goody.
The thing is, men are a bit more intelligent when it comes to bears. Women see them as cuddly toys in the abstract, and with all these posts about bears, the more socially responsible men who are concerned that women will start to approach bears. Okay, you know what? I don't think that's the point, okay? I don't think that's the point. I think the point is to compare two things that can be intimidating, like, you know, meeting a strange person in the woods and not knowing their intention, versus, like, meeting a bear. Both can, like, be scary, obviously. It doesn't mean that people are probably gonna start, like, you know, trying to hug bears. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos of stupid tourists, you know, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that's, like, the takeaway of this thing.
At the end of the day, no one really expects women to warn women about bears. But they do expect it of men. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know, man. I think the awareness of the fact that, you know, bears can maul you to death quite easily is pretty high. I don't think this is the takeaway from this. Most people, minus those like silly tourists, which probably do silly things regarding other stuff too. I don't think it's exclusive to bears. You know, no, this isn't the argument, fam. Oh my god, this is hilarious.
I am saving myself for a virgin trad wife.
Oh, I wish one day I could marry a deranged antisocial weirdo. The dream, girl, the dream. We all dream about that, yes indeed.
Well, don't worry, little one. Women aren't real, so it's fine.
If she has this, run, dog.
A flow app.
Don't miss the point in the comments, for real, laughing emoji. A woman only tracks her period this hard when she's getting raw dogged often.
Forbid we want to reduce our chances of staining clothes or notice pregnancy early, I guess.
Yeah, this falls very much in the same category as like the whole baby making argument. There is usually multiple reasons for, you know, various tools and protections and tracking stuff when it comes to intimacy in your body. So, I mean, that is a valid one as well. If you're in, for example, a regular relationship, like, yeah, why not have an app? But also, it shouldn't be the only thing, obviously, because it's not 100%. But on top of that, it can be for a bunch of different things too, like this commenter suggested. So, very silly Twitter. Being very silly again. Very in character. Apparently, according to them, based on a twatter that blew up last week, this is now considered fat, to give you an idea of their mindset. I had to break it to you, but she is overweight. Judging by the pictures, she's probably about 20 pounds overweight. Does she still look good? I would say so, but it doesn't mean she isn't overweight. I see people like you can't just be honest with this stuff. You yourself literally have zero clue about what a healthy body fat percentage looks like. The upper healthy body fat percentage of a man and women are 20 and 30% respectively. Modern Western people are significantly over that on average. You want to guess
what the picture they were talking about is? You wanna you wanna take a gander? You wanna take a look at it? It's this one. It's this one. Yeah. This is apparently heavily overweight according to this person. Yeah.
The only seasoning a single woman should have in the kitchen is salt, pepper, garlic, onion, paprika, oregano, parsley, rosemary, and other herbs. Anything more is a sign of a well-traveled woman, and we all know what that means, eye emojis. A single woman with cumin, red flag.
I'm gonna be honest, fam. Life and relationships can be complicated in how fast they are. Why are you just making problems up? What is wrong with you? Please.
This specific spice in your kitchen is a red flag.
Huh? I'm losing my mind.
I think you have mixed up cervix and vajayjay. The vajayjay opens up during arousal, sort of like an umbrella. The cervix sits at the back of the vaginal canal and stays closed unless the woman is giving birth.
No. The cervix open up for deep,
When you go into the yes, indeed.
which allows contact with the uterus. Some women thrive on uterine orgasms. Again, you are all different.
I mean, not that different, maybe. God, this is almost like some wild, like not like other girls sort of stuff. I'm not like other girls. My anatomy is just completely random. Oh my god.
What's the male equivalent to good girl? So I was cleaning the kitchen the other day when my SO got home and he looked at me and said, "Good girl." I instantly froze and my ovaries near exploded.
This is not written by a woman. Okay, anyway.
I don't know why, but those two words got me so in the mood. Because I don't really have a life, I've been Googling and apparently a lot of women love hearing this. So I started thinking about what the male equivalent would be.
Isn't the male equivalent just a good boy? Not that I would use that in this particular context either, but that's beside the point. Since a man definitely wrote this, he wouldn't consider a good boy, because that's infantilizing, and he wouldn't suggest to infantilize men like he does women.
How about good man? Good alpha?
I personally will only accept clever girl, growled through the jungle foliage while I prepare to disembowel the man speaking. That'll do, peg. That'll do.
The ideal woman has a male best friend, multiple tattoos, flirts regularly, strong and independent, wears revealing clothes, drinks and smokes, woke.
My god, that word doesn't mean anything anymore, does it?
Liberal, atheist, LGBTQ ally, high body count, girl boss, no female friends, toxic relationship with father, refuses to cook, ideal woman, according to other women. You see? I made this up
To be mad about or something. I don't know. It's like being an independent person, having a friend. What women says you can't have any female friends? So the ideal woman for women is a woman who wouldn't want to be their friend. This is a wild thing to write. This is so weird.
Oh my god, you know who my ideal woman is? You know, someone who I would never get along with.
A woman's prime start at 18. A man's prime start at 30. Women age like milk, men age like wine. You are the price, not her.
No. I mean, if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty of it, there's plenty of things that have already started declining by the time you meet 30. Positive vibes only. Oh, yes, indeed. But it's stuff like, your IQ has already peaked, for example, and your body has started aging, and maybe you have seen it in certain ways. And that's no reason to panic. Like, growing old is certainly better than the alternative, so to say. And you can age pretty well, like if you're healthy, if you stay in shape, that sort of thing. And everyone ages. That's the thing. And every chapter of your life has different beautiful parts about it, and that's perfectly fine. I think people who are so eager to argue this are probably people who are like in some either a kind of weird crisis, or they want people that are very young because no one at their own age are interested in them because they never really grew up. Like, what does an average 30-year-old have in common with an 18-year-old? Like, let's just start there. Why would you want to be in this relationship to begin with? You're not even in the same life chapters. Like, an 18-year-old, they could be in second grade in high school. That is wild. And you're 30. You've probably been working and, like, finished a uni degree and everything. Like, you're miles ahead. You're almost twice their age, Why would you even be interested in the relationship to begin with? And I think it's all for the wrong reasons. I think it's either people with a crisis or it's people that just want a partner they can, like, control and mold. Like the post we saw earlier about the 35-year-old and 20-year-old, when it was really weird the feedback they gave regarding intimacy, So, yeah, this is all incredibly yikes. No, please, thank you.
When you give that one guy a chance and he didn't disappoint, now you're happily and healthily married.
That is so cute. Almost 200k likes. This is the wholesome stuff we're all here for. Oh, yes, indeed. But you know what we're gonna do now? We're gonna scroll into TikTok comments.
Oh no, Click, please, for the love of Satan, haven't you learned anything about comments on the internet yet?
No. Bro, I know you ain't grip her front cheeks. 132,000 likes. 132,000 people saw this toxic kid being like sassy and weird towards a random couple they don't know, and they'd be like, yeah, you go, bro.
Lost me at healthily married.
Oh my god, you care way too much about other people's business for the wrong reasons.
Not him grabbing the spare tire.
53k likes. Jesus Christ, man.
I really had to pause and ask myself if I wanted to open the comments. Yeah, me too.
I already regret this.
Nah, he gave you a chance.
I know it reached the wrong audience the second it popped up in my feed. I'm gonna be honest, whenever you have something online that goes outside your normal audience, this can be on Twitter or YouTube, for example, you get like the most toxic stuff imaginable. I have that, for example, with shorts. That's one reason why I stopped making shorts, because they would always go like viral with the completely wrong crowds, which was just like bringing in toxic people, which kind of sucked. Normally I'll release a video and, you know, everyone is just watching, typical audience members, good vibes, people like it, you know, it's just chilling out after a day at the office or whatever, listening to it during your lunch break or something, and then you have a short that goes viral. And oh my god, the comments are the most toxic, hellhole-ish shite I have ever seen in my life. It's every kind of phobia you can imagine, every kind of nastiness, and then there's like personal nastiness towards you as a creator. It's like, why does he talk like this? What? I remember I had people like that come to my channel too when I made a video talking about bigger YouTube issues. This was back when Corin had issues with his channel with like bias and stuff and weird strikes and that sort of thing. And I weighed in on the situation, added some stuff into it, my own experience, that sort of thing, you know, and supporting in general the topic because it's very important. And I remember some people found it that were obviously outside of my audience. And there were so many people coming in like, who asked for your opinion? I mean, to be fair, fam, I don't mean to be that guy, but I run a freaking YouTube channel. You know, people usually watch what I put out. You know, not to be like, you know, flexing or whatever. But what the Anyway, let's keep reading comments, shall we? Posted a workout plan as an insult.
Day 1, chest, and chest dips into 2 back and...
Almost 2,000 likes. 2,000 people were like,
yeah, this is productive, this is good, we should bully people, that is nice.
People in this comment section can't be older than like 15 on average. And if they are older than that on average, it makes it even more sad.
Post-nut clarity hitting like prime Mike Tyson every night.
Your wife, if you scroll, bro. TikTok reference. I don't even know what that means, and I'm glad I don't. There is some things in the world that really does bring out the worst in people, right? It's like road rage, and it's toxicity on the internet that a surprising amount of people seem to just make their full-time hobby for some reason. And it's like soccer moms. You know, these are the contexts where humans are the absolute worst. Being a single guy over 30, stepdad, single forever, fat girls. But Asian women come in here like a bright peak. Okay, for what? This meme is weird. I wonder if someone made this because they actually met like an Asian GF and they have a healthy relationship, or if they just made it up for whatever reason. I feel like they just made it up because if they had a happy relationship, they probably wouldn't like sit and be bitter about the general dating scene or whatever and make memes about how they have an Asian girlfriend. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that this didn't actually happen.
The proof is literally in the pudding. In nature, do female animals walk around as single independent mothers? ? Hell nah. They have an alpha male to protect and provide for them and their offspring.
Oh my god, this is a nice little Twitter grift, isn't it?
Oh gee, I don't know, Courtney. It's almost like different animals have different behaviors, you know?
Some animals even scare away the male after the kids have come into the picture so the male doesn't like kill them or eat them and that kind of stuff. There are many different dynamics, you know, in Animal Kingdom. This is wild.
It's starting to make sense. Tall, brown, multiple baby mamas, unemployed, doesn't raise any kids, and violent.
Man, this is just really bringing out the best stuff out of the woodworks, isn't it? This is real like r/forwards from Clanma, isn't it? Gosh darn.
Men, listen to me. It's her loss. Chances are you're your own ascent.
I thought you were trying to say asset or something. I thought ascent, but you missed a few letters. Okay.
She's on her descent.
That's why I realized it was ascent, because she had descent afterwards. Okay, that's cool. But it's also misspelled. It's decent, but... Okay, descent. Decent.
Don't forget, women peak at 22, men peak at 30.
I'm past my peak, according to this TikTok.
Keep your head up.
The thing that strikes me as so weird about these kind of posts, and I've seen countless of these throughout my beautiful meme career,
is that they get like half the message right. You know, it starts off with be like, be happy. If the relationship wasn't working out, look forward in life, you know? And if someone was mean to you, their loss. You deserve better. Then, you know, self-positivity, that kind of stuff. Good thing. But then it just becomes something completely unhinged. You could just have stopped being like, hey, you'll find the one for you. It's gonna be cool and good. In the meantime, you can work on yourself or whatever and have time for the stuff you want to do. No!
that feel when a woman sits next to a greasy creep rather than sitting next to you on a crowded bus.
I hate to be that guy, but like,
A skinny birch whose only thought is their waistline could never.
Oh, thought. It's supposed to be... Okay,
Thought is their waistline. I scored top 90% IQ. You can have beauty and brains.
your result is 80 IQ. Why do people keep doing this? Are these tweets actually real nowadays? Or is all this just rage bait? I've seen this exact one posted so many times and they're like, oh, top 90%. I'm smarter than 9 out of 10 people because I'm in the 90 percentile. Oh!
IQ is a bit of a, you know, silly system in general, but nothing says high IQ quite like misunderstanding your own IQ score. That's gorgeous.
Go on, I am not gonna compete. And here's the other girl. You see, this girl has a heart that she stole from someone. That's probably illegal. And she took an exam and money is flying. And this girl just has alcohol and a bunch of men. Oh, 77k likes. Dear God, people need to go outside. Get yourself a man who will drive to your girl's night out to just drop off your forgotten earrings.
That is so sweet. Look at that, just couple goals. But let's check out the comments, shall we? She gotta look good for the other dudes in the club, women or something.
Yes, indeed. The only reason she wants to wear those earrings is because she's a cheater. Cheaters wear earrings. Facts.
She cheats 100%. Men, only do it as if you're cheating too. Yeah, then she's getting back blown out by another dude late at night. It's a secret.
Or, you know, you just want to look nice on like a girl's night out. You know, that's a thing. You know, just wearing things because it's cute.
I am 5'9".
Sorry, I don't think I'm below 6 feet.
Okay, to be fair to this meme though, there are some women out there that are kind of toxic regarding heights and that kind of stuff, just like there are dudes who are toxic about women's bodies and that kind of stuff. We've seen plenty of that in this video. The point is that don't let it get to you. Most people in the real world are kind of well adjusted and they're looking for like normal functioning relationships. Those like Tinder profiles that go viral on Twitter and Reddit go viral because they're rage-inducing and just really out there. They follow the same pattern as, for example, news outlets. The stuff you will see is the stuff that is the most extreme or fascinating or catches the eye the most because then the algorithm will push it when people click on it and so on and so forth. The most outrageous stuff is the stuff that goes viral. The ideal woman. Wait, wasn't this on Facepalm as well?
What would you add? What would you remove?
I think I went on this tangent in my Facepalm video where I think this meme or a very similar one showed up, but I think it's worth repeating. Wanting, for example, a traditional relationship can be perfectly fine. People like different things, and that is perfectly fine as long as you find a partner that goes along with it and is fine with it as well. What you should look out for is that I personally believe, at least, a lot of people posting this sort of stuff and pushing for it aren't people that are in it for the right reasons. They want a partner that they can control, both financially and socially and in other manners, and that's why this is bad. They're not endorsing this because this is like an ideal form of relationship or something like that. They're endorsing it because they want a partner they can have power over and control everything in their life. You know, everything in this list goes into that fact. Like, they stay-at-home moms, so they're not financially independent. They homeschool their kids, so like their entire time is just spent on household and kids, so they can't leave the relationship, for example. So this is about establishing power over a partner. It's not about finding a specific relationship that you're both into. Like I said, relationship comes in all shapes and sizes, you know, but that's the kind of red flag these sort of memes give off to me. It's looking for it for the wrong reasons.
My mom taught me how to treat a woman, but I've never heard a dad teach their daughter how to treat a man.
You know, apart from like all the stuff we've seen in this video, or like any sort of community telling how they should please their man or they exist for the man and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can't think of any instances that happen.
Feminists wondering why men don't support feminism after dehumanizing and bullying 50% of the male population for having inferior height genetics. Clown makeup.
I think this goes into two topics, right? One of the topics is that, yeah, there are definitely people out there that are toxic regarding other people's bodies and that sort of thing, and will shame people and do all kinds of stupid stuff. But that goes in all kinds of directions, and if they are like that, they aren't the right person for you to begin with. They are toxic and they're an asshole. Number two, this seems like a very convenient excuse. You know, this is something that people can't control, meaning that if you believe that this is the only reason why someone don't want to be around you, it excuses it on something that you can't help, and you ignore the possibility of improving other aspects of your life. This is sort of a trap.
Hannah microwaves butterflies in her spare time. Hashtag love your imperfections. Get 3 days free at Match.com. Meet your fellow butterfly microwaver.
This has to be edited. Or like a mistranslation or something. This is amazing. Oh my god. Oh, look at this little girl at Disneyland. She's like cosplaying her favorite princess or something. That is so cute. Ah, let's look at the comments, shall we?
Why didn't you teach the girl how to courtesy correctly? It's really very simple, and the video is ruined this way.
She's a little girl. How embarrassing that a grown Karen has to criticize her.
She's not so little that she can't learn the simple action. At her age, I was already dancing the waltz and of course courtesy correctly. And it wasn't something strange or surprising you either do well.
I am so uninterested in reading the rest of this garbage.
How a 10 out of 10 chick can go to a 1 out of 10 instantly. Use of profanity or vulgar language. Any piercings, vaping, hugs the bouncer on a night out, skimpy clothing. Over 500 followers on IG. Tattoos, has a Twitter account.
I mean, I would never recommend anyone to get a Twitter account. Follow me on Twitter. Link in the description.
Atheist has a driver's license.
What do you mean?
Can think for herself. Cannot cook. Knows what a barbell is. Been to more than 3 countries. What did I miss?
This has to be satire, right? This has to be satire. Like, oh, red flags for a girl. Has brain. That's bad, because then she can think, which they shouldn't be able to do. Ladies, if you want to remain lonely, go to therapy, build a career, idealize your independence, and be selfish and demanding. If you want to find a quality man, be eager to join a man's mission. Serve others, be gentle and quiet of spirit. Glory in motherhood.
Conservative man, I need a mommy to feed and wipe my tushy and tell me I'm a big, strong boy.
Yeah, this is weird. This is weird, fam. Well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I hope you learned something about the mysterious, mythical females in this video. Absolutely beautiful. I think it's a bit like, you know, reverse information. If you just present enough information that is wrong, then only the correct information remains. Education by the process of elimination. Oh, yes, indeed, isn't that gorgeous? I hope you have an amazing rest of your day because you do deserve it, and I will see you in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.